Salutations, everyone. This is the butterfly. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Before I get started, I would like to say salutations to all my subscribers all over the world, wherever you may be. Thank you for being here. And please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you know when I am here. Because, I could be late. Every time I schedule a show or whatever, it's like I get distracted, by one of my projects. So I got a lot of projects going on here that you guys will be hearing about soon. I don't know. I just felt like, ooh, picking up the cards. I just felt like picking up the cards. Sorry, guys. um, Today, for some reason, I'm just like in tune with my spirit guides, because I was gonna come on with my other deck, the deck that I always love to use, my sacred oracle deck, the deck that put me on my journey, okay, of channeling, my intuition through the tarot card, okay, instead of like just channeling it through myself and having nowhere to put it. And plus, I see a lot of tarot readers, they say, "Hi, Rosie Pie. Love you too, darling. I hope your holidays was well." I see a lot of tarot readers. Thank you for being here. Um, they say that they don't have to use the cards. I mean, I understand that because I necessarily don't have to use the cards either. However, it's good to give people a visual. You know what I'm saying? Because that will give them affirmations. When you show them things on the cards, such as like maybe a lion, that maybe their spirit animal, that tells them to have courage, have strength. You are stronger than you may need that visual, so that when you see it out in the real world, that it's your spirit guides affirming to you that yes, we are with you, and this is the sign that we want you to grab onto. So I don't know why that came out, but that's what came out today. So I was going to use my sacred oracle cards. My sacred rebel cards, but Spirit wanted me to use the animal cards today. So that's what I'm going to be using. And I just like, while I was talking, I just had I wanted to touch them. Just like now, I'm touching them. So I'm going to let those two cards that came out, I'm going to let them just stay face down for now, because they're out here for a reason. So I'm just following the intuition today, but I came on here to talk about the rejection of protection. Okay, and how sometimes, even though it is for your own good, it could be emotionally, destabilizing. Okay, and downright traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that because sometimes, when spirit is trying to protect you, sometimes spirit has to break your heart because we're stubborn creatures. We do have our free will, and we really try to enforce that, and sometimes it's not for our own good. So spirit will step in and give you some resistance. Okay, and what I mean by that is, like, as you guys know, my husband and I, we were supposed to be going to Texas for the holidays. Right, so we were supposed to be leaving on the 23rd, and we were going to be returning back on the 26th, the day after Christmas. Well, that did not happen. It was just like a series of events, right? So mind you, it's like we weren't sure if we were gonna go because we just thought we weren't gonna go, right? But the sister, every year she has like this big production on Christmas time. The first time I was a part of it after I married my husband, she did a production of The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Now, I don't know if you guys know if I ever mentioned this, but when I was growing up, The Grinch That Stole Christmas was like one of my favorite cartoons. It was like a must watch for Christmas time, because I just love Cindy Lou Who. Sometimes I call myself Cindy Lou Who, so like it was a great experience for me. And this was all before I knew anything was like energetically, wrong with just like involving the Santa Claus character and things of that nature into your celebration. And you know anyway, so this year it was going to be A Nightmare Before Christmas. And she really takes her productions seriously. Because they really like it's a production. Just trust me when I say it's a production. Anyway, so my intuition told me, even though my husband said, okay, we're not going to make it this year, for whatever reason, he says, we're not going to make it this year. My intuition told me because, of the way his sister is set up, that she was going to, attempt to try to make it happen, because I guess the production just didn't work without, all of the family. And I'm being lighthearted about it because, like, that's just how I'm trying to roll today. You know what I'm saying? So it turns out that the sister did get us some tickets to go down to Texas. So now we're going. Okay, fine. So now myself, I'm all excited, because I'm like, all right, well, maybe I need to watch the movie first, like the cartoon or whatever, because my grandchildren, they don't live here anymore. And when you don't have children around, you don't really watch cartoons that much. I mean, I watch them every now and then, just for nostalgia's sake, but you're not really up on it. Like last time I was up on some cartoons is when Home came out, and me and my granddaughter watched that. And we just loved the little booth thing where he would be like, can we come inside the out now? It was just so funny, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now that we know all of the things that's been going on behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of pedo symbols in those cartoons or whatever, but that's beside the point. The point that I'm making is that I'm out of touch with the cartoons or whatsoever, right? So anyway, I was gonna watch it and everything, but I didn't get to. So like anyway, we're all excited. We get up the morning of the 23rd, we get to the airport on time. Everything looks good. Everything on the surface, everything looks good. We're at our gate an hour early. Only thing that was kind of strange when we checked in, see, our flight was supposed to leave at 6 o'clock. When we checked in, the ticket says 7:40. So we're like, damn, the flight is delayed an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm like, all right, well, okay, fine. So we get to the gate and everything. We get to the gate like at 5:05. All right. We get there, we sit down and everything. Now I done made lunch and everything, just because we're supposed to get to Texas by 11 o'clock. So I only made enough snacks to get us to Texas to 11 o'clock. We're supposed to have a layover in Cincinnati. And then from Cincinnati, we will fly to Dallas. Well, honey, as I said, we got there, we sit down and everything. And being that we was up since 2 o'clock, we went to sleep, right? So like at I want to say like 6:15, a plane is boarding at our gate at 6:30. For departure at 6:30, and this is a straight flight that's going to Dallas. So I'm like, wow, they must have adjusted the flight and shit, and I'm like, wow. So me and my husband get up. We wait for our group to be called and shit. So as we on the line, they scanned our ticket. The ticket made a noise like it went red. Like, no, this is. So she was like, no, not this flight at this gate. The next flight at this gate at 7:40. Right. So as far as we know, the flight is still on. Right. So we're at the gate and shit, we just kicking it, waiting, for 7:40 to come, waiting for our gate to be, waiting for it to be called, whatever. So we're sitting there, and then it's like when we were waiting for our flight to be boarding and shit, another flight is boarding at our gate. And we go to talk to the people, because right before that, before we got our flight. Well, let me back up a bit. When we got to the airport, there was an energy there that I could not describe when I was in there. It was so different. It was so different, right? It wasn't as tense. It was less tense. It was I don't know, I guess less security, was less personnel there, because the last time I was at the airport, it was a lot of military at the airport. It was a lot of, of course, people with masks on. It was just a lot of tension in the air. It was really none of that, you know what I'm saying? But it was almost like, I can't, it's hard for me to describe. Maybe the shit will come to me when, you know what I'm saying, I continue, because like my husband went to the store, one of the airport stores, to get some juice, and they let him walk right out of it with it. They told him they didn't make him pay for it. He was asking him, how do I pay? Do I pay here? He was like, oh, that's all you got? Oh, you can leave. You can have it. Like, it was such a nonchalant, I don't give a damn attitude, but it was it was so fucking weird. It's hard for me to explain it, but okay, so we're waiting, and before that, the person at the gate, who's the stewardess. I can't remember. I don't know if they're the stewardess or the person that just like checks you into the flight, make sure your ticket is right. The person that is looking at your ticket right before you get on the plane. Him and I guess the supervisor was having an argument, like right in front of us, like in front of the people in the airport. It was just like no fucking decorum, and we were just like all looking like, what the fuck? And they were just like too sassy back and forth to each other. And then the supervisor got on the elevator and left, and we were all just like, for real, like we couldn't believe it. Like, the American Airlines staff had an argument right in front of like the public. It was so unprofessional. Anyway, so we waited for our plane. When it's time to board our plane, they tell us, oh, the freaking plane has been canceled because of weather in Cincinnati. So we got to go over to the rebook desk to get our tickets rebooked. Man, listen. We go over to the desk. It takes about 30 minutes. Then my husband's sister starts calling. She's like, oh, I've been calling y'all. I've been calling y'all. I don't know if she knows, but like in the airport, certain areas, you're not going to get good service. The service is going to be kind of choppy, So we're like, we've been here the whole time, We just found out that the plane is canceled, yada, yada, whatever, to the weather, whatever. So then we go about trying to get another flight. Long story fucking short is, while we were trying to get another flight, I remember seeing 1010 on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Shit. I always think of 1010 is 1010 wins. I always think of 1010 is 1010 wins. You know, however, Spirit wants me to look at the fact that no, 1010 is like endings and beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So like those was two like it's a dub. Like it's a no-go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I persisted, you know what I'm saying? And that it was crazy. So we got put on a standby. We got over to the standby gate. The lady didn't even let us on. She was like, "Oh, there's no." After we don't waited, another 2 hours to see if we're gonna be able to get on that flight to Greensboro to go, to Dallas. I was so frustrated with her that we got into it. Like I cursed her out, and I didn't even mean to, because it wasn't really her fault. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I asked for the supervisor like 10,000 times. It was no supervisors available. That was another thing. Was no supervisors available, and I was frustrated. So I fucking took it out on her. Look, there, I said it. I admitted it. I admit my part. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like she wasn't really trying to help. You know what I'm saying? She was not trying to help. And they were saying shit like, "Oh, we're trying to help you." When the fact of the matter is, when they cancel your flight, they're supposed to automatically book you on the very next flight going to your destination. So they essentially fucked us. You know what I'm saying? So by that time, I lost my cool. I'm on the phone with his sister the whole time. She's nagging me like, "What he saying? What he saying?" He ain't saying shit. I'm just standing in front of him trying to get another flight. So it just like that escalated. And then what happened? Oh, then she wanted us to go to Spirit, and if you in New York, like our airport is so big, so we was at American Airlines. We had to take a cab to Spirit. Mind you, we took a cab to the airport from the house. So we had to take a cab to Spirit, you know, only to find out it was no flights over there to go to Dallas or whatever. It was all booked up. Like it was trying. Employees over there was running from questions. They were running. It was crazy. They were. I had to tell a guy, "Don't run, don't run." Yo, it was ridiculous, right? So we didn't get a flight there. So then by then, my husband is already frustrated. I'm getting frustrated, but I'm trying to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? I done had a shitload of CBD that morning. So like my resolve is holding out so far, right? So when I tell her like uh there's no flights and shit, she gets upset and it's like, starts freaking out and calling us names and shit, being disrespectful. So instead of reacting, I just laughed my motherfucking ass off and MK, like, yeah, I'm done with this. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Right? But they called it and I kept the thing about it is like I kept transmuting energy, I kept transmuting it, you know what I'm saying? But it just got to a point to where I was like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like it was starting to really disrupt my energy. You know what I'm saying? Because having to go through all of these channels, because mind you, we had to go back through TSA again, all right, to get to the gates. You know what I'm saying? Because we were already on standby. We were on another standby. Shit. By the time we got in there, it was just a wrap. Like they kept aggravating my husband, and it was a wrap. And I was like, we're not. And I just felt it. I was like, yeah, we're not making it. You know what I'm saying? We're not making it. Because then she starts talking about, well, fly to another airport and coast, and then I'll come and get you at least 3 hours away. I'll come get. I mean, she really wanted to make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like. And we were like, no, we just gave it up. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm waiting for my husband to, um, you know, like cancel the tickets and see, make sure that she could get her money back or whatever. Um, she, I pulled out some cards. I pulled out my oracle cards, right? And I was like, Spirit, is this rejection for the protection? Because I mean, I was feeling disappointed, but I know my husband was feeling really disappointed because, like, this is his family, he wants to see his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling the energy from him, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of magnifying my own. So I'm like, spirit, is this, the rejection of protection? And I got an absolute yes. Before I can barely get the questions out, it was like the cards was flying out. And I'm like, okay, yes. You know what I'm saying? And usually I wouldn't have pulled the cards out in such like a like such a huge public area. But I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to have affirmation for my guidance that I was getting, because I was really, because like spirit will ask you to do things like, okay, for instance, Spirit has asked me to, uh, forgive people and, give certain situations another chance and just be not so guarded. You know what I'm saying? Be open to new experiences with certain older people who, certain people that I know already that you know what I'm saying, just get to another level with them. You know what I'm saying? Be open to give them a chance to grow to another level. So I've been working on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on that and just being open, not expecting anything, because like I'll expect that, okay, I'm going to have a good time. Everybody's going to be jolly. Everybody's going to, and if that doesn't happen, it's like it kind of throws a wrench in my energy. You know what I'm saying? And I recognized that. It was something that I recognized that, you're creating your own like situation when you're expecting, because like when you're expecting, you're not really trusting the universe. You just like, you focused on what you want. You know what I'm saying? So like, even though it was hurtful or whatsoever, that we was not able to make it, and it caused us a lot of stress. Like, it was a lot of transmutation of energy in that place. It caused me a lot of stress. I had to recover the next day. I know it was some planetary stuff going on as well that, made everybody have like a hair trigger, you know what I'm saying, over the littlest shit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like for me, it started, back, in like the 17th, where like these energies that was affecting me, you know what I'm saying, due to me being out of balance, you know what I'm saying? So um it really affected me hard, especially when I see how much it upset my husband, disappointed him not to be able to go, you know what I'm saying? So it just like it got me thinking about other times when spirit has, you know, put the blockages, put the rejection for protection, in my life, and how it has affected me. I understand that it is hurtful, even though it's for your protection, it doesn't always make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Just like, when you was a kid, and your parents didn't want you to go certain places because it was dangerous or whatever. You weren't seeing the danger. You were only seeing the fact that you wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? So like, you was you was hurt about that, not being able to go. You know what I'm saying? When in hindsight you realize it may have saved your life. So I guess what I'm saying is, even though like you may realize that it is rejection for protection, it does not hurt any less. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is something that spirit wanted me to say, that spirit acknowledges that, that uh it is not easy to accept that this rejection was for your protection. You know what I'm saying? It may be a relationship that you wanted with everything in you, but you just could not have it because it was not good for you. The same thing with a job, with a location, with a house, with a friendship, with a trip, all of these things, with a career, and what I mean with a career, like I was going to school for surgical tech. I was in my second year of surgical tech, so I was, about to be working in the surgical area, where they do surgeries and stuff like that. All of these unnecessary surgeries. I was going to be a part of that, because before I was really awakened to all of them having a hand in it, I really did admire the medical industry, the health field, specifically nurses. And I was going to school to become a nurse, but they make it so hard and so competitive, that I just had to switch lanes, to try to get where I was going, where I thought I was going. Because ever since I was little, my grandma's a nurse. She will always tell me, that I will have a secure career because people will always be sick. And I'm like, yo, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, what a fucked up thing. People will always be sick. As if that's some natural shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not natural for people to always be sick, you know. So, like, I mean, that was just something that came to me while I was, meditating on this live that I was going to do today. So, ever since I was little, yeah, she steered me towards the medical industry. So, it wasn't necessarily my dream. You know what I'm saying? It was her dream for me. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's why the universe said no, because halfway into my second year, me and the professor, we couldn't see eye to eye, because she wanted me to accept things from her that I was not willing to accept. She wanted to cheat me out of points and stuff like that. And when I was going to school, especially college, I didn't play about my grades. You know what I'm saying? I did not fucking play about my grades. Okay. Because I worked hard, I studied hard. I was going to school and working. Okay. So I didn't play about my grades, and I refused to cheat because, when you cheat, your degree is useless. And so the fuck are you? Okay. So when people be like, oh, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, some careers you should not be faking it because you be having people's lives in your hands, right? So what I mean by that is like we used to have these labs where we have to do labs and we would have to perform the task of a surgical technician, right? And so we would have tests on that. So I was doing my tests and everything, and while I'm doing my test, I see a couple of my classmates cheating, but in this small classroom, the professor don't see it. So I'm like, all right, as long as she don't fuck with me, I'm fine, So I'm over here doing my thing, this, that, and the other. She comes over, she's like, oh, are you finished yet? Oh, you taking so long, you're done. This is what she says. She says, you're done. So I put down, I set down my utensils or whatever, and I dropped my hands. Okay. So while she's grading and everything, she takes off points for me dropping my hands. And I'm like, Miss, you said I was done. You shouldn't take points off of that. And from then, me and her got into it because she took points off of that. She took points off of everything that was her fucking fault. Like when I was putting my gloves on, she would touch me. She's not letting me, giving me a chance to adjust. Because there's a technique that you use to put the gloves on where you don't contaminate them. She's not giving me a chance to adjust. She starts touching me and contaminating me. She takes points off of that. So instead of like an A, like I'm supposed to have, I get a B plus. Yo, I cried. I fucking cried. They was like, you passed, you got a good grade. Like, what's wrong? This, that, and the other. She thought I was going to accept that. Like, I'm looking at these two motherfuckers over here cheating, and I know you had to see it out the corner of your eye, and you over here fucking with me. So that just started like a battle between her and I, which I lost because she has the faculty behind her to lie. She has everyone behind her. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I didn't realize what a powerful spiritual team I have. But even at that time, like if I would have realized it, they would have said, no, this is not for you. You don't belong here. Because you know what? If I had succeeded, I would have been like these assholes, in the hospital, knowing that shit is wrong and still pushing it just because they had to go through so much to get their license. You know what I'm saying? And it's threatened at every turn, and they like the nice, cushy life they got. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to jeopardize that, so they will turn a blind eye to shit that's not right. You know what I'm saying? And I would have had to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? After all those years of schooling and all of that torment, you know what I'm saying? I would have had to, decide. Is you gonna do this or you gonna do that and shit? From I was little and my grandmother been drumming in my head, I wanted the alphabet behind my name. Okay, so I was gonna take my shit seriously. In addition to that, I was going to really try to cure people. And I think that was another problem with them. They was like, oh no, this bitch is not, she's not getting it. We're not curing people here. We're treating them. We fucking cure them, we'll be out of a job. That's why my grandmother told me people will always be sick because they will make fucking sure of it. So I was protected, you know what I'm saying, from that bad karma that these people are going to face. I didn't know that was gonna come out, but that is a rejection protection. You know what I'm saying? So like me and my husband was rejected from going to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't even know what the universe protected us from. Even though it was hard for us to accept because we wanted to go and enjoy the festivities. You know what I'm saying? I was going to go get saucy. You see how I did up my hair? You know what I'm saying? So like it was going to be a movie for me. And I wasn't going to be doing no work, spiritual or otherwise, just like really being and enjoying myself and watching my husband, enjoy his family. You know what I'm saying? Because I love to see him happy. It feeds me. I don't know. It just does. So when I saw him upset, it really upset me too. But I understand it was for the protection. It was for the protection. So I guess I just wanted to tell people, come on here and say that, spirit understands, that it is not easy to accept that some things are for your own good. Okay. So that job you didn't get, it's probably for your own good. You know what I'm saying? That relationship that you couldn't hold on to anymore, it was probably for your own good. Okay. Yeah. Place you wanted to move into, you didn't get it, probably for your own good. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when we force things, Spirit will say, okay, you want it, here, you can have it. They'll let you have it, but they will soften the blow, but you won't be fucked up behind that shit because you insisted. You know what I'm saying? You insisted. Now I'm sure we could have went the next day or went to another airport or whatsoever, but like these were enough signs that Spirit sent to say, not this year, maybe next year, but not this year. Okay, you ought to take your ass home. Okay, and be grateful that you have a home to be in and enjoy the loved one that you have. Okay. So even if you don't have a loved one, just be grateful that you healthy, you safe, you in right mind. Speaking of right minds, I'm going to be having a chakra alignment and clearing exercise available on my website. Okay, that will be for $11. Spirit told me it should be for $11. So it will be for $11. It's probably going to be like for 5 minutes, or I never timed how long it takes to do the chakra clearing and alignment exercise. I but it's roughly about 10 minutes or so, and that'll be going for $11 on my website. Or if not, because I want to make sure that it cannot be like duplicated and just like shared around for free. You know what I'm saying? It has to be paid for. Sorry. Um, okay, what else? Well, I think that's it. I'm now going to turn over the cards that Spirit has uh put out for us. Remember at the beginning of the live, these must be what Spirit wants to say, because I haven't had the feeling to want to touch the cards again. Since I've been on the live, I haven't had that feeling. So let's see what we are working with, baby. Let's see what Spirit has to add to this live about the rejection of protection. I swear, people that, I mean, I was about to say people that wear glasses as if I wasn't one of them. Trust me, I'm fighting to get out of these things. I'm gonna find me a remedy that is going to help. I'm working with it. Like I did, I made me some rosemary drops, and those did help. Those really did help. The rosemary drops that I made, they helped to clear my eyes out a little bit, so I could see better. See, like I could read this. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit fuzzy. Like I can look and see that that's Rosie Pie. And it says, Namaste, Empress Butterfly. Love you. And I love you too, Rosie Pie. Rosie Pie is one of my day one subscribers. Okay. She is one of the ladies that is in my soul tribe. Okay. Even though we had to, go our separate ways for a little while, I mean, we're just doing work in our little areas of the world, okay? But it doesn't mean we don't love each other. And I really thank you for being here. I really do. Okay. And I love you back. So let me see what Spirit got for us. Yeah, these rosemary, the rosemary has really helped me. It's really helped me. You know what I'm saying? So the next one I'm gonna make some drops, mint eye drops, and see what it do. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Build your wings. Look at that. Build your wings. I love that. And sing your song. That is beautiful. Build your wings. This for me, it says like to gather your strength. You know what I'm saying? Just work on strengthening yourself, healing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Making yourself come into balance, during this transformative time. Getting in touch with your intuition, with your passions, what really drives you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying at one part of the live that since I was little, my grandma, she would just drill it into me, about being a nurse, and get it in the medical field. So I was going hard for that dream. And I would say to myself, I've got to do this before, she passes away, because I want my grandma to be proud of me. So essentially, I was living for her. I wasn't living for myself. I wasn't building upon my own dreams, okay, so that I could fly. Okay. I was, living someone else's dreams. Okay. And not my own, because I've always been interested in astrology. And had I followed that, I would have been far along, you know, than I am now. But I can't, I don't regret it. I don't regret the journey that I've taken because it has given me much wisdom and experience. So I don't regret that. But now it's time to build your wings. What's your dreams? Okay. What's your dreams? What's your desires? All right. That's what we need to be building upon. All right. So that you could sing your song, not somebody else's. Sing your song. Use your voice. Communicate what is in your heart. Okay? Speak your truth, not what somebody else wants you to say. And sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, all right, for you and the person hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they may be defensive, they may be argumentative, and some people like myself, they don't want to be confrontational, or like they don't feel like having an argument. They want to just communicate, but they may feel like, okay, this is going to lead to an argument, so I'm not going to say anything. No, no. You should sing your song, okay? Your truth is your truth, all right? You don't have to say it in a nasty way. You just got to say it, say it. Say it how you feel it. Sing your song. Sometimes it's a sad song, sometimes it's a happy one. Whatever song is in your heart, you got to sing it. It needs to be expressed, okay? Because that is part of the transformation. That's the part of the transformation. We admitting that, like, yeah, I've worked in the health field, and I haven't seen them heal anyone. You know what I'm saying? And I want to heal people. I want to make them better, like restore them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is what's helping me restore people. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the visual of this transformation. I was watching a video the other day, and a young lady described how people don't realize that the caterpillar doesn't just become a butterfly, doesn't just go into the cocoon like, yeah, I'm chilling and now I'm out here, I'm a butterfly. The caterpillar has to lose itself completely, like dissolve its old self and transform into a new state of being. You know what I'm saying? Never to be recognized as the person that they was, as the being that they was before. Speaking of that, I watched this movie the other day, and I was like, my God, I was like, some things really should not exist. Like this guy, okay, not only should they not exist, maybe should not, maybe saying that it shouldn't exist is not the right word. Like, when I was looking at it, I damn sure said it, and I ain't have a feeling. But this time when I said it, it's like I had the feeling like maybe if people didn't hide what you were, if people knew what they were, you know what I'm saying, then they wouldn't hurt people. You understand? Being afraid of changing, becoming who they really are. Because this guy's like, he has some kind of weird disease, right? Like where he was stealing lives, right? So apparently, like when he was little, he stole his mother, or whatever the case may be. So what it is like he'll grab, is this sound will start happening, and his flesh will start rotting. Like it's like he's decaying, right? So he'll grab onto somebody else, and he sucks the essence out of them and actually becomes them, right? And the older he became, the harder it was for him to maintain somebody else's physique, right? It's like what I mean by that is like the body that he took over, the life that he took over, it would rot more quickly, than previously. So coming to the end or whatever, he ended up consuming the woman that he's been in love with. Like, cause every time he go into another personality, another person, or absorb another person, he goes and hangs out with this woman that he was in love with that he had left. You know what I'm saying? But turns out he had stolen her, he had consumed her husband, right? But I guess it was a while before, he started to decay and he had to leave her or whatever. So he felt what love was like. So he was attached to her energetically, right? So everybody that he would go to, even women, he would go back and hang out because it's this bar that they would hang out at. He would go hang out at the bar with her and shit, talk with her like he was a whole new person. I was like, this movie is so fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but he didn't know what it was. He was because the first time it happened, he took his mother. So he ended up taking the woman that he loved, right? So he was so distraught about not being able to see her no more and what he did to her because he didn't mean to. You know what I'm saying? So that he let himself go. He let the body decay and everything. So once the body decayed, because he never let it get this far before, once the body decayed and everything, he went into a cocoon, like a fucking cocoon. And when he came out, he was the a man he originally was, like would have been had he not been stealing all of these people. So he didn't know. He thought he was gonna die. So that's why he was doing these things. But had he known from he was small that he's a type of human butterfly. Weird. That's the best way I could describe it. He's like a human butterfly, and that no, you're not gonna die. You just transform it to a new state of being. Then he wouldn't have hurt all of those people. You know what I'm saying? He was resisting the change. Wow, spirit. Like you ain't showing me that what I was talking about. Some shit like that should not even exist. But yeah, that's what I get out of that. You know what I'm saying? He was resisting that. And it was for his own good. You know what I'm saying? But he was resisting that and hurting himself and other people. And that's what happens, I suppose. Well, I guess that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna be doing a show about my new products, okay, that I created from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? Started from the bottom, now I'm here. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to reveal that. It will be coming soon. But in the meantime, you can get all of my products, my CBD oil, my soap, my canna cream. You know what I'm saying? My spot cream that you could just rub on your aches and pains or whatever. You could get a t-shirt made, you could get a tarot reading. I got a whole bunch of stuff over there at the butterfly store. Why don't you go check me out? Okay? At www.hempbutterfly.com. Support the butterfly. All of my products do double duty. Okay, like my soap. You can wash your body and your hair. And it has no horrible side effects like drying your hair out and everything. Your skin looks nice. So all of my products do double duty. Okay. They're all good for you. All right. Check me out. Check me out. Give me a chance. You know. So with that being said, I want to thank you for being here when you can be anywhere else. The butterfly loves you. Namaste.